It's 9:20 on the east coast of the United States of America, 6:20 on the west coast, and in Malaysia, it's January 15th, 1958. At 7:21 this morning, 63 years ago, I was born. Oh my God. Yeah, time uncertain. Hello there. Time uncertain. That's a good handle for a day like today. It is my birthday today. So I kind of relaxed, took it easy, didn't do too much. Hung out. I just finished celebrating with some cake and a candle. We couldn't have as many candles as I am old because we would have burned the house down, but we celebrated anyway, so that was good. Not a whole lot going on tonight. We had an interesting day online. I had lots of people on my Facebook page post a birthday greeting. Thank you all very much for that. I really appreciate it. I am triple casting again tonight on YouTube at J Sheldon, at twitch.tv J Sheldon No Pants, of course, and also on I'm Not Wearing Pants, my Facebook page. What kind of cake? It was. We actually had two kinds of cake. We had this almond caramel. Oh my God, it was so sweet, but it was great. I have a sweet tooth. It was really nice. And the other was this blueberry cream sponge cake. Really nice also. In fact, that would have been really over the top sweet, but the caramel almond one was it had this buttercream frosting, and it was really nice, really cool. So we had that. It was great. It was fun. Miko had a little tiny piece of some of the cream. I don't want to give her too much. I don't know how much of that sweet stuff. Although I heard that dogs can't taste sweet. I'll have to search that later. But I have heard that somewhere, that dogs don't have a scent, that sweet taste bud that we have in our mouths. I heard, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I heard that dogs don't have the sense of sweet. It's really funny. We buy so many different dog snacks for her, and they're all made to look like people food, like fake bacon, bones. And you realize the dog doesn't really care as long as she can chew it up and it has some flavor and some texture. it could look like a widget and she wouldn't care what it was. It doesn't really matter to her. But I guess they do that for marketing, so we people will buy it because it looks so yummy for the dog. Never heard of either of those, but they sound amazing. Time Uncertain. Yeah, they were. They were really, really good. Yes, I'm back to the old headphones again. And you know what else is happening? They are again about a quarter second out of sync. They're driving me nuts. So we'll kick them off our ears so we can half hear and half not hear. I got to share with you one post that somebody put on my Facebook. I mean, I've got a lot of them there, but one particular post. Let's switch over to the Facebook cam. My dear friend, film director Tony Pietra Arjuna. Tony posted this tonight on my Facebook page about an hour ago, actually, and it says, "Tonight we fix everything. Happy birthday to Jay Shotgun Sheldon." And this picture is me in my penultimate scene in the film Shadow Play. If you zoom in, that's actually me under that motorcycle helmet with shotgun in hand. I play the father of Tony Yusuf's character, and it is a bloody ending. I won't tell you all the details for any spoilers, but please do go watch the film Shadow Play. You'll find it on a lot of different online sources, pay-per-views, Vimeo, I believe Amazon. It's an amazing film, not because I'm in it. It's an amazing film because Tony crafted an incredible piece of work there. And my character is actually called Shotgun Sheldon. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun playing that part. And thank you, Tony, for the birthday wish, and thank you for putting me in your film. Very cool. All right. Kick out of that. By the way, that's my frame for my Facebook review, which I haven't actually done yet, but we'll get to that sooner or later. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Confused Sofa. We'll send along a happy birthday wish. Appreciate it. 152 years old today. My God. Been around for a long time. I've probably seen too much. What else did we do today? Not much of anything. We are still prisoners of lockdown. Can't travel too far out of our homes, and only for essential services, unless you're buying jewelry. That's an inside Malaysian joke. You'll get it if you live here. So it's pretty quiet in the neighborhood and in the country at the moment. Not a whole lot going on. We are still working. We're working from home. Urban Jungle Food has a really cool new episode coming up beginning of next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, check out Urban Jungle Food, and you will, MCO, Confused Sofa. Movement Control Order, Part 2. They say it's 2 weeks, but I saw a picture online. Look, it's online, so God knows if it's true. But they were putting up roadblocks, and they were welding the roadblocks together. And the idea and the caption behind the picture was, if it's only 2 weeks, why are they welding everything in place? I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but pretty much, I mean, just to be honest about it, everyone here thinks, because it happened before, 2 weeks. Then another 2 weeks, then another 2 weeks. I hope not, I pray not, but we're preparing for that just in case. Oh, and if you hear the squeaky noise in the background, That is Miko playing with her screaming chicken. You know those fake rubber chickens that have the mouth open? Like that, and they're all stretched out. They've been plucked. We made the mistake of buying her. Hey, Chaotic Robot, thanks for the birthday wish. You're not late. You're never late. No one's late here to the show or to the party. Come in whenever you want. Leave when you want. We're just kicking back and having some chit chat. I will be getting on to chapter 2, by the way, of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz coming up. That's how we'll end out the broadcast today. We're going to do that in a short little while. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the rubber chicken. So this rubber chicken has a squeaker in it, and it's the most awful sound. I don't know if you can actually hear it or not. Hey, can you squeeze that chicken really long so I can hear it? Listen. You hear that? That's the chicken. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's the chicken. It makes this god-awful noise. I know now exactly how parents feel when they buy their kids those squeaky shoes. They're all cute in the shoe store, and oh, isn't that adorable? Until the kid takes about the first 300 steps, and then you regret ever having bought the squeaky shoes. And it never stops. Is there a way to turn those off? I know I could yank the squeaker out of this dead chicken, but I think Miko would be very disappointed if I did that. I don't want to disappoint Miko. Oh my. It's Friday night. Well, it's Friday night here in Malaysia. I don't know where you are on the planet. Where are you on the planet? Stick it in the chat, by the way. It'd be nice to know where everybody is. If you don't want to be, obviously, you don't need to put your address in there, but maybe your state or your country or your city. Charlemagne, thank you for the birthday wish. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. 127 years old today. Imagine that. So yeah, anyway, stick it in the chat. Just type in wherever you're from. The lovely chaotic state of Florida. All right. Wisconsin. Oh my God. I've never been to Wisconsin. I would love to see Wisconsin. I understand it's beautiful. Parts of it. And thank you for the wish, Jaden M. Appreciate it. Florida, Texas, Game Bunny Color, thanks. All right, from Texas, thank you for the birthday wishes. Again, so much of the U.S. I never got to see when I lived there, for most of my life, actually. Mohammed Sif, hello everyone, happy birthday to me, thank you very much, appreciate it, thanks Mohammed. The weather confused state of Ohio. Oh my God, you guys are scattered everywhere. That's so cool. That's great. Yeah, I was born in Connecticut. Oh, Mohammed is in Saudi Arabia. Very cool. Hey, Saudi Arabia. Born in Connecticut, lived there my entire life. Rarely went further than New York City or Boston or, up into the New England states, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. And then moved to, from there, I moved directly to Key West in Florida. Lived there for 5 years and then moved here. So I'm an East Coast boy. I have not traveled the, let's see. I was in Chicago at O'Hare Airport once, jumping flights, going to the West Coast. I was at LAX and Seattle's airport, whatever that's called. And that's it. The other places I've been in the States was just puddle jumping through an airport. I remember Chicago because it was snowing like hell when I was there. I had about a 2-hour layover. Just spent it watching the snowfall in Chicago. Yes, so that's all these great places that I would love to have seen. I will never get the chance, sadly now, but Texas is somewhere I'd love to see. I'm a big fan of Texas. California, Southern Cal maybe, Palm Springs and those areas would be nice to see, to have seen. You know, you move into that mode when you get older. You realize you're in the, in the headed down the final stretch. I don't want to get too macabre, but honestly, I have no plans on returning back. My life is here now. Charlemagne, love from the Philippines. Thanks, Philippines. Appreciate it very much. Thanks, Charlemagne. And Miko chimes in the background. She's fighting with the chicken right now. Oh my God. No, that's not the chicken. That's Miko. She sounds so aggressive. She's not usually like that. She is fighting with the chicken, I'll bet. All right. Excuse me. Let's see. Where else? Oh, Colorado. I would love to have seen Colorado, the Rockies, the Rocky Mountains, Arizona, Nevada. I think Nevada mainly because of Las Vegas. I would love to play the slot machines in Vegas. That would have been fun. You know, I'm addicted. I talk about that all the time. Right now, we're locked out of going to the one and only casino that exists in the country legally. But I'll get back there, hopefully one day. I mean to the casino here, not to the States. You guys are in the middle of a bunch of political crap in the U.S. right now. We don't do much politics on this show, and I really don't want to. But there's a lot going on, and a lot of crazy theories, a lot of conspiracies, and a lot of conspiracy theories. So, yeah. Charlemagne, love to hear a narration of Little Red Riding Hood. One of my favorite stories and sparked my interest in wolves and the color red. I love wolves also. Chaotic Robot says, yeah, the U.S. is really kind of trash. Well, I hope not. I hope not. Even though I have not lived there for a long time, I'm still a patriot at heart, and I really believe in what the U.S. stands for. But sadly, it seems to be changing, and not necessarily for the better. Anyway, all right, and that's about as political as I'm going to get tonight. Yeah, be safe there, guys. Mohammed from Saudi Arabia. What else is happening? We talked about, she's quiet. The dog is quieted down now, so that's a help. We talked a little bit of everything, and thanks for the roll call of where y'all were from. That was fun. I am guessing I've got a few viewers happening on YouTube, and let me just check my I'm Not Wearing Pants page on Facebook. There we go. Yeah, we're doing all right there. All right, cool beans. I think I need to turn this down. Wait, mute. Okay. Again, Jay and technology. I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better. But I still have hiccups now and then. All right. Here we go. Let's go back over there and check this out. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out, and it's not happening very well. You know, honestly, I may be dropping a ton of frames tonight because my internet service here today was very slow. I tried to load a couple of simple videos I was watching earlier, and they would not load very well. So I don't know why, but yeah, it's kind of messy. The internet service here tonight. Okay, I didn't want to stay on too long. I just wanted to come on, say hey, and find out what you all were doing. It is a Friday night. And the other thing I wanted to do was to get in another chapter of the book. As you know, I started last night. Great. The Facebook page just faulted. Very nice. Okay. As you know, I started last night reading The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. And I thought that would be fun to do, read books. I will make a note of that. And let me just, Charlemagne asked about A Little Red Riding Hood. If it is in the public domain, I'll absolutely read that. Okay, that would be fun. The original story of Little Red Riding Hood. And the books that I get are public domain books. They are from Project Gutenberg. If you want to check them out, there's everything from the Iliad and the Odyssey, from War and Peace, all public domain books are there. And it is, the URL is www.gutenberg.org. Gutenberg is Gutenberg, just like the Gutenberg Bible. Gutenberg.org, we thank them, and a hat tip for their amazing service on providing public domain available books that I can read without getting sued or getting some copyright strike. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're just about closing out the show tonight, so in order to keep this up at the end of every show until we get through the whole book, I'll do a chapter. We did chapter 1 last night of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. The introduction was great. Check out last night's show if you want to catch up. We're moving on to chapter 2, The Council with the Munchkins. She was awakened by a shock so sudden and severe that if Dorothy had not been lying on the soft bed, she might have been hurt. As it was, this just made her catch her breath and wonder what happened. And Toto put his cold little nose into her face and whined dismally. Dorothy sat up and noticed that the house was not moving. Nor was it dark, for the bright sunshine came in at the window, flooding the little room. She sprang from her bed and, with Toto at her heels, ran and opened the front door. The little girl gave a cry of amazement and looked about her, her eyes growing bigger and bigger at the wonderful sights she saw. The cyclone had set the house down very gently for a cyclone, in the midst of a country of marvelous beauty. There were lovely patches of greensward all about, with stately trees bearing rich and luscious rare and fruits. Banks of gorgeous flowers were on every hand, and birds with rare and brilliant plumage sang and fluttered in the trees and bushes. A little way off was a small brook, rushing and sparkling along between green banks and murmuring in a voice very grateful to a little girl who had lived so long on the dry, gray prairies. While she stood looking eagerly at the strange and beautiful sights, she noticed coming toward her a group of the queerest people she had ever seen. They were not as big as the grown folk she had always been used to, but neither were they very small. In fact, they seemed about as tall as Dorothy, who was well grown for her age, although they were, as far as looks go, many years older. 3 were men and 1 a woman, and all were oddly dressed. They wore round hats that rose to a small point a foot above their heads, with little bells around the brims that tinkled sweetly as they moved. The hats of the men were blue, and the little woman's hat was white, and she wore a white gown that hung in pleats from her shoulders. Over it were sprinkled little stars that glistened in the sun like diamonds. The men were dressed in blue, of the same shade as their hats, and wore well-polished boots, with a deep roll of blue at the tops. The men, Dorothy thought, were about as old as Uncle Henry, for 2 of them had beards. But the little woman was doubtless much older. Her face was covered with wrinkles, her hair was nearly white, and she walked rather stiffly. When these people drew near the house where Dorothy was standing in the doorway, they paused and whispered among themselves, as if to come farther. But this little woman walked up to Dorothy, made a low bow, and said in a very sweet voice, "You are welcome, most noble sorceress, to the land of the Munchkins. We are so grateful to you for having killed the wicked witch of the East, for setting our people free from bondage." Dorothy listened to this speech with wonder. What could the little woman possibly mean by calling her a sorceress, and saying she had killed the wicked witch of the East? Dorothy was an innocent, harmless little girl who had been carried by a cyclone many miles from home, and she'd never killed anything in all her life. But the little woman evidently expected her to answer. So Dorothy said, with hesitation, "You are very kind, but there must be some mistake. I have not killed anything." "Your house did, anyway," replied the little old woman with a laugh. "And that is the same thing. See," she continued, pointing to the corner of the house. "There are 2 feet still sticking out under a block of wood." Dorothy looked and gave a cry of fright. There, indeed, just under the corner of the great beam the house rested on, 2 feet were sticking out, shod in silver shoes with pointed toes. Oh dear," cried Dorothy, clasping her hands together in dismay. "The house must have fallen on her. Whatever shall we do?" "There's nothing to be done," said the little woman calmly. "But who was she?" asked Dorothy. "She was the wicked witch of the East, as I said," answered the little woman. "She has held all the Munchkins in bondage for many years, making them slave for her day and night. Now they are all set free and are grateful to you for the favor." "Who are the Munchkins?" inquired Dorothy. "They are the people who live in this land of the East, where the wicked witch ruled." "Are you a Munchkin?" asked Dorothy. "No, but I am their friend, although I live in the land of the North. When they saw the witch of the East was dead, the Munchkins sent a swift messenger to me, and I came at once. I am the witch of the North." "Oh, gracious!" cried Dorothy. "Are you a real witch?" "Yes, indeed," answered the little woman, "but I am a good witch, and the people love me. I'm not as powerful as the wicked witch was who ruled here, or I should have set the people free myself." "But I thought all witches were wicked," said the girl, who was half frightened at facing a real witch. "Oh, no, that's a great mistake. There were only 4 witches in all the land of Oz, and 2 of them, those who live in the north and the south, are good witches. I know this is true, for I am one of them myself, and cannot be mistaken. Those who dwelt in the east and the west were indeed wicked witches. But now that you have killed one of them, there is but one wicked witch in all the land of Oz, the one who lives in the west. But Dorothy said after a moment's thought, Aunt Em has told me that witches were all dead years and years ago. Who is Aunt Em? Inquired the little woman. She's my aunt who lives in Kansas, where I'm from. The Wicked Witch of the North seemed to think for a time, with her head bowed and her eyes upon the ground. Then she looked up and said, I do not know where Kansas is, for I have never heard that country mentioned before, but tell me, is it a civilized country? Oh, yes, replied Dorothy. Then that accounts for it. In the civilized countries, I believe, there are no witches left, nor wizards, nor sorceresses, nor magicians, but you see, the land of Oz has never been civilized, for we are cut off from all the rest of the world. Therefore, we still have witches and wizards among us. Who are the wizards? Asked Dorothy. Oz himself is the great wizard, answered the witch, sinking her voice to a whisper. He is more powerful than all the rest of us together. He lives in the City of Emeralds. Dorothy was going to ask another question, but just then the Munchkins, who'd been standing silently by, gave a loud shout and pointed to the corner of the house where the Wicked Witch had been lying. Why, what is it? Asked the little woman, and looked, and began to laugh. The feet of the dead witch had disappeared entirely, and nothing was left but the silver shoes. She was so old, explained the Witch of the North, that she dried up quickly in the sun. That is the end of her, but the silver shoes are yours, and you shall have them to wear. And she reached down and picked up the shoes, and after shaking the dust out of them, handed them to Dorothy. The Witch of the East was very proud of these silver shoes, said one of the Munchkins, and there is some charm connected with them. But what it is, we never knew. Dorothy carried the shoes into the house and placed them on the table. Then she came out again to the Munchkins and said, I am anxious to get back to my aunt and uncle, for I'm sure they will worry about me. Can you help me find my way? The Munchkins and the witch first looked at one another and then at Dorothy, and then shook their heads. At the east, not far from here, said one, is a great desert, and none could live to cross it. It is the same in the south, said another, for I've been there and seen it. The south is the country of the Quadlings. I am told, said the third man, that it is the same at the west, and that country, where the Winkles live, is ruled by the Wicked Witch of the West, who would make you her slave if you passed her way. The north is my home, said the old lady, and it's at the edge of the same great desert that surrounds this land of Oz. I'm afraid, my dear, you will have to live here with us. Dorothy began to sob at this, for she felt lonely among all these strange people. Her tears seemed to grieve the kind-hearted Munchkins, for they immediately took out their handkerchiefs and began to weep also. As for the little old woman, she took off her cap and balanced the point on the end of her nose while she counted 1, 2, 3 in a solemn voice. At once the cap changed to a slate on which was written in big white chalk marks, Let Dorothy go to the City of Emeralds. The little woman took the slate from her nose and, having read the words on it, asked, "Is your name Dorothy, my dear?" "Yes," answered the child, looking up and drying her tears. "Then you must go to the City of Emeralds. Perhaps Oz will help you." "Where is this city?" asked Dorothy. "It is exactly in the center of the country, and it is ruled by Oz, the great wizard I told you of." "Is he a good man?" inquired the girl anxiously. "Oh, he's a good wizard. Whether he's a man or not, I cannot tell, for I've never seen him." "How do I get there?" asked Dorothy. "You must walk. It is a long journey through a country that is sometimes pleasant and sometimes dark and terrible. However, I will use all the magic arts I know to keep you from harm." "Won't you go with me?" pleaded the girl, who had begun to look upon the little old woman as her only friend. "No, I cannot do that," she replied, "but I'll give you my kiss, and no one will dare injure a person who has been kissed by the Witch of the North." She came close to Dorothy and kissed her gently on the forehead. Where her lips touched the girl, they left a round, shining mark, as Dorothy found out soon after. "The road to the City of Emeralds is paved with yellow brick," said the witch, "so you cannot miss it. When you do get to Oz, don't be afraid of him, but tell your story and ask him to help you. Goodbye, my dear." The three Munchkins bowed low to her and wished her a pleasant journey, after which they walked away through the trees. The witch gave Dorothy a friendly little nod and whirled around on her left heel 3 times, and straightway disappeared, much to the surprise of little Toto, who had barked after her loudly enough when she was gone, because he had been afraid even to growl when she stood by. But Dorothy, knowing her to be a witch, had expected her to disappear in just that way, and was not surprised in the least. And that is Chapter 2 of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. It's funny how it varies from the film that we all know and love. Yes, I am actually reading. I wasn't joking. Let's see. Archbow Mistress, hello there. Welcome, Charlemagne. Yeah, I'm actually reading the thing. So we're on to Chapter 3. We'll do that next time on the stream of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. It's really cool to see how the book, the original The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, varies from the film. Very cool. Game Bunny Color, thank you so much. I can finish my last assignment for the night. Great background noise. I have often been called background noise, so that's all right. You want to voice the Scarecrow, Charlemagne? That would be a great idea. Very cool idea. Oh, my. All right. That's going to actually pretty much wrap it up for me. I just wanted to come on and say hey and get another chapter of the book out there. We will be back likely over the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday night. Thank you so much. Thanks for popping by and saying hi. If you want to contribute, that link is live on twitch.tv. You can click there and make a donation to the cause. And unfortunately, if you're looking in on YouTube or Facebook, that link doesn't work. But somewhere in the description or something, you'll find a way to help if you'd like to. Also, follow, share, comment, like, all that stuff you're supposed to do. Thanks for the birthday wish, Archbow Mistress. Truly appreciate it. And you should have told us ahead of time. We would have prepared. You didn't need to prepare. It's okay, really. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello and the birthday wishes and all. I'm in for an early evening tonight, so off we go. We will see you again next time. We'll continue our wonderful Wizard of Oz book, and we'll chat about whatever you'd like to chat about. Thanks, Jaden. Thanks, everybody. And for now, I'm Jay Sheldon, and I'm not wearing pants. Good night.